What's up, fellow go-givers? JUJUAN Buford broadcasting from downtown Detroit. And I woke up this morning, yes, had like 5 something in the morning, thinking about this topic. And that is, I'm concerned. I'm very concerned about entrepreneurs in my ecosystem, right? And for those of you who know me, that expands. That's pretty expansive. I work with business owners all across the United States, Canada, and have a couple clients overseas. And the bottom line is, I listen to the conversations, I listen to the trials and tribulations, I listen to the victories, success stories, the achievements, right? That business owners are having, and what they're experiencing. And like I said before, I'm very, very concerned, right? I'm concerned about the fact that I see a lot of business owners really not exercising strategy. I see a lot of business owners kind of hopping from one ideal or one lick or one money-making grab to the next. And the issue is, when you operate in that way, you attract the wrong people, number one. I'm going to get into that in a moment. Number two, you're putting yourself in a situation where you're just on a hamster wheel. You're just constantly running in that hamster wheel. And at some point, look, the spirit, the body, the mind, all those things get fatigued and get tired. And you're also playing Rush roulette, right? You're really playing a game of luck as opposed to strategy. And I'm really concerned about that right now. I really do believe that there will be a market correction. I really do believe we are going to experience a type of 2008 reset. It's just inevitable. It's going to happen, right? I had a conversation with a group of business owners yesterday that I work with, and one of them asked me, JUJUAN, like, why do you think we're going to see a 2008 type situation again? And it's obvious. I mean, right now, the United States of America, with the amount of debt we have, the interest that this country has to pay on the debt is higher than the amount of revenues the United States brings in. In other words, taxes. In other words, we're floating on a deck of cards. Ask yourself, man, if you were the head of your household and you knew you had taken out so much debt, then never mind the debt, the interest alone on the debt was greater than the amount of money you were generating. We all know where the household is heading, right? We know there's going to be some type of serious correction is going to take place. You're either going to earn more overnight, right? And that's not the way money works. Or you're going to catch that L, right? And unfortunately, when the United States goes through a really bad recession or a depressionary type situation, we know the people who tend to catch the L's are working class people and, to an extent, entrepreneurs, right? Now, on the flip side of it, when countries go through situations like that, that also opens up opportunities so entrepreneurs are born. But right now, I'm really concerned that so many of us just aren't prepared. We're not ready. We're really not building strategy. We're really not building brand. We're really not setting ourselves up to win, regardless of who's in office, good economy, down economy. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, right? That's what really was resonating in my soul, if you will, when I woke up this morning. And one of the things I want to talk about is vibrating. Now, look, I'm not about to go into some hokey, super metaphysical talk about vibrating. That ain't happening today. But when I say vibrating, what I mean is, as an entrepreneur or business owner listening in, have you taken the time to really identify, and yeah, I'm using Cliff Notes today, identify and ask yourself 2 questions. Number one, who are you here for? Who do you want to serve? Now look, I personally don't discriminate against anyone. I don't care what your background is. I don't care what color you are. I don't care any of that stuff, right? I am building a business that is here to help individuals who are interested in entrepreneurship, not interested, who made the decision that they're going to do entrepreneurship. And look, you don't need to be a full-time entrepreneur. Full-time entrepreneurship is not required to be successful financially. Even if you're just entrepreneurial, right? We need more of it in our community. We also need more people who Coming from a cold. This life, so you gotta deal with it. You sip some lemonade. It should be water, right? But anyway, people understand that it is tough to make smart decisions in terms of your family. Tough to make smart decisions in terms of the future when your stomach is touching your back. You don't know whether or not a job is going to be there, right? I'm looking to work with people who understand that it's the employers, the people who provide employment, that determines what happens in our neighborhoods and our communities. They determine who gets elected locally, which determines, quite frankly, more what happens in your life than anything else, right? They determine whether or not the grass gets cut. They determine whether or not the trash gets picked up, whether the police arrive in 2 minutes or 2 hours, and they determine whether or not a liquor store or rec center is on your block, right? I am looking to work with people who are attracted to that vibration. That's what I believe. And everything I do, whether it's my PPLSI, Legal Shield business / franchise, whether it's my publishing company, whether it's the work I do in real estate, whether it's the B2B consulting, all those verticals have one thing in common. It's helping entrepreneurs and investors level up and grow and build assets, create financial independence, right? That's my vibe. And those are the people whom I want to serve. And I can dig into a little deeper and talk about the archetype that I want to serve, right? But I'm not going to do that. You just get the point, right? You probably can understand, and if you've worked with me before, you know who I am ultimately looking to serve, right? There's a specific demographic that I take aim at religiously, right? Now, I don't discriminate against other people. When it comes to my approach to building my business, there's a specific demographic, a specific attitude, specific aptitudes, right? People who are at a certain place in their life, right? That I look for, my marketing, my prospecting, almost everything I do is designed to attract those people, right? And then I'm very clear about the problem I want to solve. I'm very clear about the fact that, look, the problem I want to solve is financial insecurity, right? Because it's tough to make smart decisions in terms of your family. Quite frankly, it's tough to be your best spiritually, mentally, physically, you name it, when you got money as an issue. When you have money as an issue out the way, you can then focus on being your best self. But if you are day to day, if you are struggling, you can't manage your household. You can't be the head of your household if you're struggling like that. Not really, right? You are able to be a person of impact in your community, right? Exampleship matters. You know, people use that word leadership. They toss it around so much. I've almost completely removed it from my lexicon. So I talk about exampleship, right? People don't care what you say. They're watching you. They're seeing the way you move. Are you being an example of the things that you say you are in terms of being financially independent? Do you have people underneath your cover, your family, your friends, your neighbors? Are you employing people? Are you providing opportunities to people, right? That's how people determine whether or not you're legit. Long term, that's how they determine it. Now, you got some, dupes out there that will fall for whatever some celebrity is kicking their way or what's sexy or the shiny object in a moment. But smart people who understand life, understand people, understand business, what they look for is that track record, right? Once again, are you able to provide cover? And when I say cover, I mean provide the means for people to take care of their families, right? Anyway, I digress. So I'm very clear on who I am serving. I'm also very clear on how I want to serve, the impact I want to make in the world. I'm very clear on the issues that I'm taking aim at, right? You got to have that as an entrepreneur. You have to have that, right? If you don't have that, if you don't resonate, if people really don't understand what bag you're coming out of, if they don't begin to see you as a subject matter expert or somebody who is elite at something, someone who's very capable at something, man, it's going to be tough. Because like I said, you're just going to be jumping from opportunity to opportunity. People are not going to take you seriously. And if you're not being taken seriously, look, no one's waking up in the morning asking themselves, I wonder how I can make JUJUAN wealthy today. Hey, Ms. Diggs, good to see you. No one's waking in the morning asking, how can I make Perry successful today? How can I make, Mabel successful today? How can I make Portia or Dupree successful? No one wakes up thinking that. They're thinking about if they're responsible, right? They're thinking about how do I acquire more resources? how do I become more capable? How do I become more able to take care of myself and my family, right? And the people whom I love and care for. No one's waking up thinking, how I'm going to make you rich today. You have to earn that. You have to earn their money. Because when they give you their money, they're basically exchanging their time, which is the most valuable thing people have, right? That's why people say all the time. Well, actually, time plus focus. Well, once again, another discussion. But that's why the worst thing you can do is take someone's time. That's why when they put you in jail, they say you're doing time, right? In any respect, you have to prove yourself worthy. And the rent is due every single day, right? The price you have to pay to get out here in the marketplace and once again, build a reputation, build a brand, build capacity, build yourself to the point where people say, you know what? I'm going to part my money, my hard-earned currency, because I believe I'm going to get more than what I paid for if I do business with this person, right? And that's what it ultimately boils down to. That's the decision making that people are making. Well, whatever it is they're consuming, they're thinking whatever the result is it going to be better than what I anticipate in terms of what I'm willing to pay for it, right? And if you are jumping around, if you're not resonating, if you haven't figured out your vibration, if you haven't figured out your purpose, you have not figured out the reason why your business exists beyond simply making a profit. And look, make no doubt about it, the purpose of starting a business is to make a profit, okay? But once again, you got to have some type of value prop, and you have to be able to communicate it in a way that makes sense, in a way that's cogent. And when I'm looking at a lot of entrepreneurs right now, it's like, I remember 2008 vividly. I remember seeing so many entrepreneurs and business owners get faded, fold, because they were just jumping around. There was no real substance to what they're doing. And here's the other thing too. If you're not vibrating, if you don't have any cement underneath you, you're also going to attract the wrong people, right? You're going to attract mercenaries around you. You're going to attract people who, once again, aren't committed to mission, vision, principles. They don't have loyalty. They're only loyal to the moment. And if that's the way you're operating, that's what you're going to attract. That's what you're going to get. It's something to really remember. A lot of people will join you. You got to be careful who you let in your circle now. A lot of people will join you. And if they can't lead the thing, if they can't get the bag or somehow supplant or replace you, the boat can be carrying them to their destination. They'll still poke holes in it. Right? That's how mercenaries behave. That's how people behave when they're really not bought in to your mission, your vision, the thing you're looking to accomplish. It's hard to attract the right people, right? Who are the right people? The people who are in agreement with you, the people who understand the mission. They understand the assignment, right? They're willing to be accountable to it. They're willing to learn the skills and acquire the talents and build the experience stacks and go through the things they need to do to become effective at it. But if you don't have a vibration, if you don't have a message, if you don't have resonance, how are you going to attract those people? Right? Oftentimes, I can tell you from personal experience, when I've had issues with people, it's because I forgot that part. Right? Because you meet people and they're capable, they're talented, they're skilled, they're articulate. They've done all these different things, or at least it looks like on the surface. Right? And then you forget that values piece, that principles piece, that mission piece. And you forget that, you're just in a relationship with them for the moment, right? They're for the streets. You can't build with them. And, that's why I'm so concerned. I just don't see a lot of that thinking and a lot of what I'm sharing today being articulated in the ecosystem with too many business owners I work with. Not all of them, but too many of them. So that's why I want to take a moment in the wee hours of the morning, share this before the kids wake up. I got to run to school and do all that fun stuff that parents do. And of course, get my entrepreneurial activity on, right? Jump into these KPIs. So hopefully this resonated with you. Hopefully this message was beneficial. And as always, I celebrate success in advance. Goodbye for now.